your guiding light through times of trouble, confusion, murkiness, tumult, and decay. Even the good times, too. Rush Limbaugh, the EIB network. And, folks, we have an SUV update. There is SUV news. Some of the great stuff from the great archives is starting to repeat itself in the news. It's coming up soon, but in the meantime, John in San Diego. I'm glad you called, sir. Great to have you on the EIB network. Hello.
Hi, Al Rushville. How you doing?
Good. Thank you, sir.
It's been years that since we spoke last. Hey, I was watching the speech last night on C-SPAN, and I was very curious as to how Romney started talking about being a Republican.
Wait. Did you call it C-Trap?
No, C-SPAN.
C-SPAN, okay.
No, C-SPAN. and I thought it was interesting how Romney started his speech talking about being the Republican governor of Massachusetts with only 14% registered Republicans in it.
Right.
So I'm going, okay, where's this going to go? Well, the more he spoke, the more enthused I became of the way he was speaking to them, treating them like adults, treating them like every time he mentioned the middle class, he didn't say the black middle class and you. He said, I will do things for the middle class that will also help black Americans. I mean, how many times did he tie those two together, that whatever he does that's good for the country is good for everybody? It's not just good for them, and I should say us, because I am a conservative black American and been a listener to years for 20-plus years. It's good for everybody. He didn't break them down into the class like the Democrats are going to be. So the more he spoke, I was saying to myself, Romney needs to stay engaged to this group. Every place there's a large black group between now and the election, he needs to go to speak. Because the reason why, he only needs 8% of the vote.
John, it sounds to me like if I were asked to analyze your point, it would be this. It seems to me that you're saying that Romney spoke to the NAACP as if they were not black. They were human beings.
You're a human. You're like every other American. You want an opportunity, you're going to get an opportunity in my America. It's not because you're a special class. It's because you're an American. And I'm going to do what's good for this country. Therefore, you're going to benefit too. And like I said, he only needs 8% of the vote. If he gets 8% of the black vote, Obama's done. If the Republican gets 12% of the black vote, the Democrat Party in this country is over with. Romney needs to stay in front of him. He needs to stay engaged. He needs to siphon off 10% of the vote.
Well, that's true. I don't know the percentages. 12% certainly. I think it would only take 5%. If he could take 5% of the black vote, that'd be the end of Obama's chances. With everything else being equal, that would be a huge dent. Well, it's an interesting proposition. This idea keeps speaking to groups that don't support you. I thought yesterday that he was taking the occasion of this speech to make a broad-based but very condensed policy speech, because he knew he was going to have an audience above and beyond this group. All the media's there. They're salivating. They're waiting. They want to see this group just chew Romney up and spit him out. That's why they're there. So Romney knows they're going to be there. And they know countless cameras and microphones are going to be there. And the tape is going to be rolling. And he took advantage of this opportunity to speak to those people as though he was speaking to any other group of human beings. And as we've been told, this is somehow it's helpful for the independent vote. I understand that theoretically. As you know, I have a little bit of a problem with it being necessary, but I understand it as far as the theory goes. But still, it seems now, after 24 hours, it seems that the sands are shifting here, and the perception is that this is a big win for Romney yesterday. Whereas some people thought it was not so hot, not so cool. But I'll just tell you what I said earlier. I think because of his approach to the group yesterday, because of what you said, he didn't speak to them as though they were of any particular race or ethnicity. He spoke to them as human beings. He treated them as equals. He empathized with them. We got the same desires in life as human beings, and this is what I'm going to do as president to try to make it all happen. I think that across the Democrat Party there was a collective combined with the fact Romney looked good, and he didn't break down during the booze. He didn't lose his composure, didn't lose his place, kept smiling, so he knew it was going to happen. And I think that it's going to redound positively. I happen to agree with you on that. Thanks for the call, John. Appreciate it. Andy in Richmond, Virginia. You're next here, the EIB Network. Hello.
Hey, Mega Dittos, Rush. I'm a Rush baby. Grew up on you in the early '90s, and I just had a little bit of a different take on on Romney's appearance at the NAACP. Really, I'm actually referring to a call that you took in the last hour about a guy who was a Republican, his wife was an independent, and just kind of the idea that there's this striking thing that people noticed and that made them change their mind about Romney. And I think it goes back to really one word, and that's courage. I think Romney, I think it's already been said, you know, he went into a place where everybody wasn't going to agree with him. And I think we haven't seen that in a while. I mean, and I think for myself, you know, there's always that concern that Romney might...
Wait, hold it. Just a minute. Wait, just a minute. See, now you're getting... So I'm really on thin ice going in this direction, but you're getting to one of my little bugaboos here. It's not the first time somebody went and spoke to a group and didn't agree with them. McCain did it. Jack Kemp did it all. It's not the first time. I'm not trying to take anything away from Romney here, but I am curious at how this one has made such a positive impact. I'll take it. Don't misunderstand. But it's not the first time. And plus, so the independents are now to be happy. Oh, whoa, whoopee-doo. The independents are going, we finally got somebody who could go in and work with it. Oh, I'm having a heart attack. I'm so happy. We finally got somebody going in and work together and compromise and get along. Oh, Lordy, I love it.
Any courage, and that, you know, I mean, I kind of want a leader who's going to be willing to be like a Reagan, who stands up in an occupied country and says, you know, this isn't right. And so I think, and maybe it has to do with, you know, I'll be honest with you, I'm following this election.
Wait, just a second. You're comparing Romney going to the NAACP with Reagan going to the Berlin Wall?
No, I know it's not the same. I know it's not the same.
No. If you're right, that's profound.
Maybe in our day and age, that's what it's like. You know, I mean, we haven't seen a president with that kind of guts, really. I mean, you know, I liked Bush. I liked Bush a lot, and I hated
Did Bush go to the NAACP? But he didn't go every year, right? After he was... Well, but they ran an ad again. But didn't they disrespect him when he was there and he decided not to go or something? Maybe this is like Nixon going to China. But it's the reason I'm a little bit perplexed is because it isn't the first time. It's being treated as though it is. That's what fascinates me. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just telling you I'm fascinated with this.
Hey, if I can say one more thing, I feel like my story might be a lot of people's story, and that is, you know what? I skipped the election 4 years ago, and I'm a young guy, and it was a stupid mistake on my part. 4 years mature, I thought, man, what was I doing? And it really was because I didn't like McCain, and obviously was not going to vote for Obama. But I come around, you know what? I wasn't a Romney guy in the beginning, but I tell you what, I'm going to vote in this election. And I think, and I hope, and I'm optimistic that there's a lot of people like me who would say that. A lot of young guys, conservative guys, who would say, you know, I didn't like McCain last time. I might have sat out that election and said it was just not worth it. I was living in Texas at the time, too.
Look,
and I thought,
there's nothing immature about your opinion of McCain. That's entirely understandable. Not voting, you learn your lesson on that because there's always an outcome to that, whether you participate or not. We'll be back. Don't go away.